I think I have about 4 or 5 of these beams for the shutters in which knots appeared when I cut them to size. But it seems a bit of a waste not to use them. So I'm trying to fix them. And apparently the way I'm using by making a hole first where a knot is and then plugging them with a nice fitting piece of wood in the same wood and the same grain direction. That way is called a Dutchman repair.
We've been using our water filter for about 2 years now, and it's time to replace the filter. EcoFiltro has kindly sent us a new filter, so today I'm swapping out the old one. It's become something that we use every single day, and since we first got it, I think it's probably filtered around 800, 1,000, maybe even more liters of water. And while Italy has tap water that is absolutely safe to drink, it does contain quite a lot of chlorine and calcium. And we live in an older house with steel internal plumbing. And so we would also sometimes get tiny particles of rust in our water. And so filtering it makes it just a bit nicer. Yoghurt. Nog gewoon eitjes? Ja, een stuk goed.
Ja, dankjewel. And the main reason that we brought in the sandblaster is because of the ceilings in the old kitchen and the room next to it, which will be our future living room. For a few months now, we've been trying to remove all the failing layers of paint on the ceiling there, but nothing really worked. So sandblasting it is. And since the sandblasting guy was here anyway, we asked him to do this wall on the cantina because we want to start pointing this wall already. And the lichens on the wall beforehand, they prevent the mortar from adhering well to the stones, so they had to go, and the stones had to be cleaned thoroughly. We could have done it manually, like with the front of the big house, but I have an old wrist injury playing up sometimes, and this was a better option for us right now. Yeah, so on the street side over here, this building is only 1 story tall, but the other 3 walls are 2 stories, so we can't really access them right now. But once the roofer gets here to redo the roof, he'll put up his scaffolding, and then we can also sandblast those walls and point them. These last pieces I repaired. They were the last ones I had to plane out of the whole pile of wood for the new shutters. I started planing these pieces like 4 months ago, but we had so many projects in between that were just more important at the time that these got postponed a lot. But in between those projects, I was able to squeeze in time to do the planing, which was a lot of planing really, because these are the main pieces for the shutter frames. It's like 100 pieces of wood here, and then there's next door there's the 400 small slats as well that are going inside the frames to make the louvered style of shutters. So that's 500 pieces in total I had to plane and run through the thicknesser multiple times. So the next step will be sanding, then the cutting to length, for which I made the jig, and then making the joints so the frames can be put together, making the paneling, because out of the 10 sets of shutters there are 2 sets of balcony door shutters, which will have paneling in the bottom third. And it's all going quite slow because this is the first time I've ever made Louvre style shutters, and I don't have the jigs yet. I have to look into how it all works. But we're getting there. This phase is done, the plating is done. Feels so smooth.